Let me say the quiet part out loud. If you've been thrifting and reselling lately and thinking, is this even worth it anymore? You're not crazy. We're Most of us are thinking like that. I was going to say we're all thinking like that, but you're not crazy, you're not lazy, and you're definitely not alone. Because for me, what started to happen, and I think this happens to a lot of us, is we feel like we're spending too much time, too much money, too many low ball offers, too much space, too many returns, too many fees, and too much stress. Here's what I feel like a lot of resellers aren't telling us right now, and I don't think it's on purpose, but reselling didn't die. It changed. The easy margins from years ago, like during COVID, for those of you who started then, they're not as easy. Thrift prices are higher. Competition is much, much, much higher because now we don't only have regular online, we have live sales. They hardly had any live sales at all when I first started. Maybe eBay did, I think, but nobody else. Now you have Poshmark, you have Whatnot. eBay is doing them. I'm not sure if it's with everybody. I think Amazon's doing them, and you can do them yourself. You can do them on your own district. So thrift prices are higher now. Competition is higher. Prices are higher. Platforms are still platforming. And competition's higher too, like I said. So if you're feeling like you're working harder for the same money, that's because you probably are. The real question, I think, is reselling worth it anymore? What do you think? Is reselling worth it right now if you're a reseller? How are you doing? Because you can make reselling profitable and still hate your day-to-day, and that's not winning. See, I still love my day-to-day, so I feel like I'm still winning. But so I'm going to give you 3 quick tests. Don't worry, I won't know, and there is no failure. And I want to ask you to be brutally honest with yourself, okay? You ready? The money test. After fees, gas, time, storage, are you making enough profit to justify the effort? I want you to really think about that. Write it down if you have to, because that's what you want to see. And I'm not talking about just revenue. I'm talking about profit. What profit are you making after all else finishes? If you don't know your profit, you're not running a business, you're doing a hobby that stresses you out. So the numbers are very important. It took me years to realize this. So that's why I'd like to say it now for newcomers and even for people who have been doing it and haven't checked their profit. The next one is the energy test. When you think about reselling tomorrow, do you feel A, calm and focused, B, dread and heaviness? Because dread is always a push through it problem. Sometimes it's your system that's broken, and that's the problem. Now let's do the time test. Is reselling really taking your time away from things that you actually care about? That's the first one. Think about that. Your health, your family, your sleep, your peace. Is it taken away from any of that? Because if reselling is paying you but costing you your life, that's not profit. I've learned that. But I love reselling, so I'm not complaining. So here's what worth it actually looks like to me. What does it look like to you? It looks like a setup where you know what you're buying, you know why you're buying it. Is it worth something? Is it in trend? Is it selling now, right now? And you know what your minimum profit is. So you're not carrying bags and bags out of the store that you're going to eventually end up leaving in a pile or donating. So think about this. Are you bringing items home just to feel productive? Are you sitting on death piles or money piles? Are you sitting on lost money that you may not see again? So are you sitting on things that you're emotionally attached to, like we spoke about in other videos? Because if you're emotionally attached to sales, you're in trouble. Are you trying to do all of the platforms at once? Are you cross-listing everywhere and drowning because one place it sells, you forget to take it off of another platform and then it sells? That's not a character flaw. I just want you to know that. It is not a flaw. It's a strategy problem. Your strategy is just not right yet. So here are 5 changes that I made and I'm still making and that I think you could make to make reselling feel worth it again. Raise your standards. Stop buying it might sell. Buy it will sell. And I know it will sell and give me a profit. Set a minimum profit rule. For example, say I don't list anything unless it's under $10, $15, $20, $50 profit. You pick yours. I'm sure if you're newer, you may pick a lower profit because sometimes in the beginning you don't want to put out as much money. I can say that was a mistake of mine, but we'll get into that another time. So I'd say create a 30-minute daily listing routine, not a 5-hour panic session. If you get it done consistently, consistency is everything, guys. It beats intensity. Don't you think? Choose one lane. Pick a category or a niche or your best platform and give it your best. Just get really good at it. Get really good at one thing first, because sometimes if we're scattered, which I tend to be with everything, I'll start something, then start something else, but that doesn't get me anywhere, and I know that. So I do everything I can to bring myself back. You can expand later. I sell almost everything now except furniture and electronics. For the most part, I think. I don't sell anything big, and I don't sell anything that I can be told is broken when it gets there, even if it wasn't broken when it was here, because who knows what happens in the wonderful mail system. If your back hurts, your wrists hurt, that makes your brain hurt. And it's gonna feel like it's not worth it. So a profitable business that ruins your health is still a bad deal. If you decide that reselling isn't worth it for you right now, that doesn't mean you failed. It means you're adjusting like a smart person. But if you still want this, then stop trying to do it the hardest way possible. Like I did. It took me a while to wake up to it, guys, but I did. And I wish that I still had pictures, I might, of when I did my decluttering. Oh my God, it's somewhere on these videos. So if this helped you, even this much, comment with your honest answer. What's making reselling feel worth it to you right now? Or what are you doing that's making reselling feel not worth it right now? So follow with real reselling talk without the hustle guilt. Let's just get into it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. And you know when I'll see you? Tomorrow.